I survived alone for 2 days in minus 71 degrees Celsius, a journey that changed me forever. Not everything you see about survival online is real, but this is. I went into minus 71 degrees Celsius alone. Not to make a beautiful video, not to prove anything, but to answer one terrifying question. When you're left with nothing but yourself, will that be enough? I won entering the white dead zone. I stepped off the vehicle at around 11 a.m. The sun hadn't broken through the thick, gray clouds. The thermometer read minus 71 degrees Celsius. Wind cut across my face like tiny knives. My eyelashes froze within minutes. My fingers began to go numb through 2 layers of gloves. I had no time to hesitate. My first mission was clear. Find shelter, fast. I dragged my sled, loaded with a hot tent, wood stove, food, and only the gear that mattered across waist-deep snow until I found a flat, slightly wind-sheltered area. Then I started digging. It took me nearly 3 hours to set up my hot tent, get the stove lit, and trap the heat inside. The cold punished every movement. My toes were screaming. But once the first smoke curled up from the stovepipe, I exhaled like I hadn't breathed in years. Survival tip number 1. A good shelter doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be fast, warm, and windproof. Set up before exhaustion sets in.
It's been a while since I did an envelope exactly how to set it up.
The first meal, fuel, not flavor. My first meal was simple. Pre-cooked rice, pan-seared salmon, and hot ginger tea. At minus 71 degrees Celsius, cooking isn't about flavor. It's about calories, fat content, and speed. Hot liquids are medicine. I drank water constantly because in dry, freezing air, dehydration hits faster than you think. Dry lips, cracked nose, sore throat, all of it comes fast if you're not mindful.
An important doing a trucker's hitch, if you can see my isn't going to be easy, but
survival tip number 2. Never wait until you're thirsty. Hydration keeps your body burning heat from the inside. The first night's sleep becomes a strategy. That night, I crawled into a minus 50 degrees Celsius rated sleeping bag, placed 3 insulation layers beneath me, and slipped in with 2 hot water bottles near my core. I didn't take off my thermal layers, not even my hat.
I've even got a little sleeping bag line too much because I remember it being to your sleeping bag something. I don't know.
But I couldn't sleep fully.
And I definitely
every 2 hours, I had to wake up, feed the stove, make sure the tent wasn't collapsing under frost buildup. I didn't rest well, but when morning came, I was still alive.
Anything,
that was enough. Survival tip number 3. Don't try to sleep deeply. Set alarms. Check your fire. In a place this cold, staying alive is more important than REM cycles.
That is a very nice pea.
Day 2. The hardest enemy is never the cold. I woke up at 6 a.m. Wind was still howling. The spare water bottle had frozen solid. I made a hot breakfast grain porridge with butter and honey. It felt like a king's meal in the middle of a frozen wasteland. I stepped outside to film, gather more firewood, and check tent anchors. But something else hit me that morning. Silence. No voices, no cars, no clocks, just the sound of snow crunching and wind howling. And the longer I stood still, the louder my own thoughts became. I sat inside my tent, staring at the fire for nearly an hour. And for the first time since arriving, I asked myself, why am I here? And the answer came quietly, like a whisper in the flame. To face the rawest version of myself with no filter, no audience, no escape, Survival tip number 4. The cold is not your greatest threat. Your own thoughts, your doubt, and your isolation are. Bring something that keeps your spirit anchored. Lessons burned into my bones after 48 hours at minus 71 degrees Celsius. Prepare your mindset before your gear. Your body will give up faster than you think in. Less your will doesn't, gadgets don't save your routine, discipline, and self-awareness do. If you can win the battle inside your own head, you can survive almost anything. The end, but also a beginning. I didn't come back a hero. I came back as someone who knows what it means to be fragile and unbreakable at the same time. If you're watching this looking for some cool adventure idea, this may not be it. But if you're searching for a way to face your fears, test your limits, or meet the real you underneath all the noise, then yes, go where it's cold. Go where no one can hear you. Go where your excuses freeze and fall away.